Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're about to uncover the story of one of the most exciting and mysterious coins in the United States minting history, the Delaware State Quarter from 1999. Now, this isn't just any quarter. This is a coin that marked the beginning of something truly special. It was the very first coin released in the U.S. State Quarters program, a historic series launched by the U.S. Mint that would eventually cover all 50 states. Delaware, being the first state to ratify the Constitution, had the honor of leading the series. But while millions of these coins were minted and circulated, a very small number have become legends in the world of numismatics. Let's talk design for a moment, because this coin tells a story right on its face. The reverse of the Delaware quarter features Caesar Rodney, a delegate of the Continental Congress, riding horseback. Why? Because in 1776, Rodney made an 80-mile ride through a thunderstorm to cast a crucial vote for American independence. That image is powerful, symbolizing dedication, patriotism, and urgency. And if you've held one of these coins in your hand, you've held a piece of American storytelling. But what makes some of these quarters so valuable? Why are collectors hunting for them? And why are a select few worth thousands upon thousands of dollars? The secret lies in the rare errors. Yes, minting errors, those tiny mistakes that happen when coins are struck, can turn a common coin into a numismatic superstar. And the 1999 Delaware Quarter has a few of them. One of the most talked about and desirable errors is the spitting horse variety. On these quarters, a die crack appears on Caesar Rodney's horse, extending from its mouth outward. It literally looks like the horse is spitting. While this may seem like a funny little flaw, it's exactly the kind of minting anomaly that drives collectors wild. And the crazier the error, the higher the value. But that's just one of many varieties. Some Delaware quarters from 1999 were struck off-center. Others have doubling, where letters or images appear to be stamped twice, creating a ghostly overlay effect. And then there are rare planchet errors, where the metal used wasn't quite right. These are like lottery tickets, uncommon, sometimes unnoticeable to the untrained eye, but extremely valuable when spotted. Imagine finding one of these quarters in your pocket change. That little coin you almost dropped in a vending machine could be hiding a treasure. And if it's in mint condition, meaning it hasn't been circulated and still has that brilliant, original shine? Even better, coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, especially those with error varieties and high grades like MS 67 or higher, can command incredible prices at auction. Collectors love these coins not only for their historical significance, but because they mark the beginning of a major shift in how Americans engage with their own currency. The State Quarters program sparked nationwide interest in coin collecting. Kids, parents, even grandparents started checking their change. And for some, that hobby turned into a lifelong passion or a fortune. Now, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could one of these rare Delaware 1999 quarters be worth? Well, if you happen to own one of the rare error coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially a well-documented variety with authentication and grading, its value could climb astronomically. In fact, one such example has been reported to sell for as much as $80,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 25-cent piece from 1999 could be worth $80,000 if it's the right variety, in the right condition, and lands in the hands of the right collector. So, check your change, revisit those old coin albums, and take a close look at that Delaware quarter you've been ignoring in your drawer. Because one of the most valuable coins in your collection might be hiding in plain sight. Top 2, we're talking about the 2005 West Virginia State Quarter. Yes, a simple 25-cent piece that, under the right conditions, could be worth a small fortune. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. What makes this coin so special, and why some rare versions of this coin have collectors willing to pay eye-popping amounts of money. Let's begin with a little history. In 2005, as part of the historic 50 State Quarters program, the United States Mint released the West Virginia State Quarter. This coin celebrated one of the state's most iconic and beautiful landmarks, the New River Gorge Bridge. The bridge is a masterpiece of American engineering, and it stands as a proud symbol of West Virginia's rugged beauty and hardworking spirit. On the coin's reverse side, you'll see the gorge beneath and the graceful curve of the bridge above, a scene etched into metal that reflects the very soul of the mountain state. Millions of these coins were struck and released into circulation. At first glance, it might seem like there's nothing particularly rare about it. After all, you've probably held one in your hand or used one without a second thought. But here's where things get exciting. Among the masses of West Virginia quarters minted that year, a tiny number were produced with rare and dramatic minting errors. And it's these flawed coins that have collectors across the country racing to find them. So what kinds of errors are we talking about? First up is the double die error, one of the most desirable mistakes in the coin collecting world. A double die occurs when the design is impressed twice into the coin, but slightly misaligned. This creates a ghosted or overlapping effect, particularly noticeable on the text, such as the word West Virginia or the date 2005. If you ever spot this kind of doubling, do not overlook it. It could mean you're holding a highly valuable rarity. Next, we have off-center strikes, where the coin's design doesn't land squarely in the center of the blank planchet. Instead, part of the design is shifted to the side, with a crescent of blank space visible on the edge. These errors are visually striking and immediately catch the eye of collectors. The more dramatic the shift, the higher the potential value, especially if all the important design elements are still visible. Then there are clip planchet errors, where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to a miscut during production. Combine that with a clean surface, no signs of wear, and original luster, and you're looking at a collector's dream. But wait, there's more. Some 2005 West Virginia quarters have been found with missing edge lettering or unusual metal compositions. These errors are extremely rare but can occur due to machine malfunctions or metal supply inconsistencies. When these coins are discovered, they often end up in certified auctions and command attention from the highest levels of the numismatic community. Now, let's talk about condition, because rarity alone isn't enough. A coin's grade plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are uncirculated, with no scratches or signs of wear, are graded much higher and are far more valuable. Coins graded MS-65, MS-66, or even MS-67 or higher can skyrocket in price, especially when paired with a confirmed error. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are the gold standard when it comes to verifying both authenticity and condition. Imagine this. You're rummaging through your change one day, and you spot a slightly strange-looking West Virginia quarter. You take a closer look, and you realize the bridge looks doubled, or the strike seems shifted. That moment of curiosity could turn into a moment of celebration. Because believe it or not, if that coin is the right kind of error, in the right condition, and verified by experts, its value could shock you. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could one of these rare, error-filled West Virginia state quarters from 2005 actually be worth? Well, buckle up, because one such coin, in pristine condition with a verified minting error, has been reported to sell for as much as $78,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single 25-cent piece, if rare enough and perfectly preserved, can be worth $78,000. That's more than most people's cars. That's more than a year of college tuition. That's the life-changing power of a little coin with a big story. So here's your next step. Start looking. Dig through those jars of coins, check your change, and if you find a 2005 West Virginia quarter, don't just toss it aside. Examine it carefully. You never know when a small piece of metal might turn into a golden opportunity. Top 3, we're talking about a quarter that's not just worth 25 cents, but potentially tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. This unassuming coin might be hiding in your pocket, your change jar, or that old drawer you haven't checked in years. Today, we're spotlighting the 2001 United States of America New York State Quarter. This coin is more than just a piece of spare change. It's a tribute to one of the most iconic and powerful states in the country. But what makes this specific coin so special? Why are collectors willing to pay thousands for it? And what rare features could launch its value into the stratosphere? Let's start with a bit of history. Released as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the New York State Quarter was the third coin issued in the year 2001. It honors New York's entry into the Union as the 11th state, and its design perfectly captures the pride and spirit of the Empire State. The reverse of the coin features the Statue of Liberty, standing tall and proud, with the words "Gateway to Freedom" engraved beneath it. You'll also see a stylized outline of the state of New York, along with a line tracing the historic route of the Erie Canal, a symbol of commerce, industry, and connection. The design screams patriotism and progress. But while this quarter is already a work of art in its own right, there's a twist that makes certain versions highly valuable and incredibly rare. Let's talk about minting errors, the hidden treasures in the coin world. While the vast majority of New York quarters were struck perfectly, a small handful were produced with serious minting flaws, and that's where the money is. These flaws are not damage from circulation or handling. They are mistakes made at the U.S. Mint itself, accidents that slipped through quality control, making them accidentally rare and highly collectible. One of the most notable and sought-after errors is the off-metal strike. This happens when the coin is accidentally struck on a planchet mint for a completely different coin, like a dime or a foreign coin. Imagine finding a quarter with the design of New York but struck on a thinner, smaller planchet. That kind of minting anomaly is worth serious money. Another exciting variety is the double die error, where the coin's design appears to be doubled, most often noticeable in the lettering, such as New York 2001 or E pluribus unum. This gives the coin a slightly blurry or shadowed look, and collectors go crazy for this kind of visual oddity, especially when the doubling is bold and visible without magnification. You might also encounter off-center strikes, where the coin design is not aligned properly, leaving part of the image missing or distorted. These coins are both eye-catching and desirable because no two are exactly alike. The greater the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible. And let's not forget about clip planchet errors, where a section of the coin appears as if it was bitten off. These mechanical mishaps are fairly rare and always increase a coin's value, especially when combined with other unusual features or pristine condition. But it's not just the error that matters. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. A New York quarter with one of these rare errors that's also in uncirculated or mint state condition is far more valuable than a worn-down pocket version. Collectors prefer coins that shine, with no scratches or blemishes, preferably graded by a professional service like NGC or PCGS with a high MS score, especially anything 65 and above. Just imagine. You're sorting through your old change, and you notice something odd about one of the quarters. Maybe the Statue of Liberty looks slightly blurred. Maybe the outline of the state is off-center. Or maybe the coin feels lighter or smaller than normal. That moment of curiosity could lead you to a massive discovery. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could one of these rare 2001 New York quarters be worth if it features the right minting error, is in pristine condition, and has been professionally authenticated? Well, one extraordinary example, featuring a dramatic error and in near-perfect condition, has been reported to sell for as much as $76,000. That's right. $76,000. For a quarter. A coin that was supposed to be worth just 25 cents. That's the kind of story that turns casual coin collectors into passionate treasure hunters. So what are you waiting for? Go check your old change, your piggy banks, and those little piles of coins collecting dust. Who knows? That one New York quarter you forgot about might just be the golden ticket. Top 4, we're diving into a truly breathtaking piece of American coinage, a coin that celebrates one of the nation's most scenic natural wonders, and, under the right circumstances, could be worth more than most people earn in a year. We're talking about the 2014 Shenandoah National Park quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another piece of pocket change. But look a little closer, and you'll find that this simple quarter could turn into an extraordinary payday. Now, before you go running to your coin jar, let's take a step back and understand the significance of this coin. In 2014, as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the United States Mint released a stunning quarter honoring Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. This park is known for its sweeping mountain views, winding hiking trails, and serene landscapes. The design of the quarter perfectly captures this beauty, showcasing a hiker gazing over the rocky cliffs, taking in the peaceful wilderness that Shenandoah is famous for. It's more than a coin. It's a tribute to the power and tranquility of nature itself. Millions of these coins were struck and released into circulation. You've probably seen one. You may have even spent one. But here's the incredible part. A small number of these quarters were minted with rare and valuable errors, and these special versions are exactly what collectors are after. So if you have one sitting in your collection, or even in your change, it's time to take a much closer look. Let's talk about what makes certain Shenandoah quarters worth far more than 25 cents. One of the most talked about minting issues with this coin is the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is stamped more than once during the minting process, but not quite in the same position. The result? A shadow-like doubling effect that can be seen in the lettering or even in the hiker's figure. These coins look like they're slightly blurred, but in the coin world, that blur can mean big bucks. Another rare and valuable error to watch for is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin where the design isn't quite centered. Maybe one edge has extra blank space, while the other pushes the image right to the edge. These mistakes happen when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during minting, and the more dramatic the error, the more collectors will pay. If the date 2014 or the name Shenandoah is still fully visible, the value increases even more. And let's not forget about the die crack errors, tiny raised lines that appear on the coin due to cracks in the minting die. These can create unique, lightning-like marks across the surface of the coin. No two are exactly alike, which makes each one a one-of-a-kind collectible point. One more highly coveted variation involves the striking of the coin on the wrong planchet. In rare cases, a quarter may be struck on a planchet meant for a nickel, dime, or even a foreign coin. These minting anomalies are extremely rare but highly valuable when authenticated by experts. Of course, the value of any coin doesn't rest on errors alone. Condition is critical. A Shenandoah quarter in worn condition might fetch a few dollars if it has a minor error. But if that same coin is in mint state, showing no signs of wear, brilliant luster, and original sharp detail, it could be worth a staggering amount. Professional grading from services like NGC or PCGS can confirm its quality and elevate its value even more. Now imagine this. You're flipping through a stack of coins. Your eyes stop on a 2014 quarter with the hiker and the mountaintop view. You take a closer look, and something seems off. The lettering has a double image, or the design is slightly shifted. You check its condition, and it still shines like the day it was minted. You've just discovered something very few people have. A rare Shenandoah quarter that could be worth a small fortune. So how much money are we really talking about? Well, in the world of rare coins, extraordinary finds often come with extraordinary value. And one of the rarest, error-filled, mint-condition Shenandoah quarters has been valued at an astounding $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. $74,000. For a single quarter. Just think about it. A coin you might easily overlook. A coin that could be hiding in plain sight. Might be worth more than a luxury car or a year's salary. That's why collectors are always on the hunt. That's why coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces buzz with excitement every time a rare Shenandoah quarter surfaces. These aren't just coins. They're artifacts. They're investments. They're part of American history, and they just might be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. So what should you do now? Start checking your coins. Pull out that old jar. Go through the quarters and your change from the store. If you find a 2014 Shenandoah quarter, examine it closely. Look for signs of errors. Check its condition. And if it seems unique, don't hesitate to have it evaluated by a professional grading service. You might just be sitting on a jackpot. Top 5. We're unlocking the secrets behind a stunning coin from the heart of America. This little beauty might seem ordinary at first glance, but it could be worth a life-changing fortune. We're talking about the 2008 United States Oklahoma State Quarter. A coin that's both a tribute to America's spirit and a hidden gem for serious collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who just picked up a handful of quarters from the gas station counter, this is one coin you'll want to pay very close attention to. Let's begin by appreciating the artwork and story this coin tells. Issued in 2008 as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the Oklahoma Quarter represents the 46th state to join the Union. The reverse design features a breathtaking image of the scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma's state bird, in mid-flight. Surrounding the bird are wildflowers, Indian blanket flowers, to be exact, symbolizing the natural beauty and open landscapes that define the Sooner State. At first glance, it's a beautiful piece of art on a 25-cent coin. But for collectors, this design represents so much more. It's a coin that marks the final year of the State Quarters series, a time when minting was at its peak and rare errors became even more sought after. Now, let's talk about why this Oklahoma quarter is not just a piece of pocket change, but potentially a 4, 5, even 6-figure collectible. What makes a coin valuable isn't just its design or age, it's the errors and conditions that make it stand out from the rest. And the 2008 Oklahoma quarter has some extremely rare and exciting features that have caught the eyes of collectors all over the world. First up, double die errors. These occur when the coin is struck twice by the minting die, but not in perfect alignment. The result is a doubling effect, often visible on the lettering, numbers, or fine details of the image, like the feathers of the scissor-tailed flycatcher or the edges of the wildflowers. These errors are incredibly popular in the collecting community, especially when they are sharp, clear, and noticeable without a magnifying glass. Next, let's talk about off-center strikes. This error happens when the coin blank isn't placed correctly under the die, resulting in a design that's shifted or incomplete. An Oklahoma quarter with a dramatic off-center strike, where the date or major parts of the design are still visible, can be an extremely valuable find. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more desirable the coin becomes. Now imagine discovering an Oklahoma quarter struck on the wrong planchet. For example, a quarter accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These off-metal strikes are extremely rare and are often the most valuable. The difference in size, weight, and composition makes them instantly stand out, and when verified by a professional grading service, their market value skyrockets. And let's not forget about die cracks, cuds, or clipped planchets. These subtle but stunning minting flaws often create unique visual distortions that make each coin one of a kind. Some Oklahoma quarters have even been found with extra metal blobs near the edges or strange raised lines across the design, each telling a unique story of minting imperfections. But even without these dramatic errors, condition plays a huge role in value. A flawless, uncirculated Oklahoma quarter, especially one graded as MS-68 or higher by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC, can command significant money. Coins in mint state condition that also contain a minting error? That's the collector's dream. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find one of these rare Oklahoma quarters? Well, the truth is, they're out there. In forgotten coin jars. In inherited collections. Even in circulation. You just have to know what to look for. Check for unusual designs, doubling in the text, or slight misalignments in the image. Flip it over, study the edges, and if anything looks odd, don't dismiss it. That might just be the detail that turns your quarter into a windfall. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could one of these error-filled, perfectly preserved Oklahoma State quarters be worth? Get ready for this. A rare 2008 Oklahoma quarter, featuring a dramatic minting error and preserved in near-perfect condition, has been reported to sell for as much as $72,000. Yes, you heard that right. $72,000. For a single quarter. That's the kind of story that keeps collectors searching. That's the kind of find that turns a hobby into a payday. And that's exactly why you should be checking every quarter that passes through your hands, because you never know what kind of treasure is hiding in plain sight. So if you've got a 2008 Oklahoma quarter in your collection, or you come across one that looks just a little different, don't ignore it. Examine it carefully. Get it checked. You might be holding a coin worth more than some people's cars or even their homes. If you enjoyed this video and want more fascinating stories about valuable coins, hidden errors, and the secrets behind everyday currency, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We're just getting started, and there are so many more coins to discover, each one with its own story, its own history, and maybe, just maybe, its own hidden fortune. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and happy collecting!